Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get the updates. We're set for today's video. It's Saturday, and on Saturdays I do Cellar Saturday, where I drink something off the shelf. Really sad about this one. So Wes Fox was, I had said in a previous Cellar Saturday, I'm like, hey, if you see something on the shelf, and the offer still stands, put in the comment section, be like, hey, I want to, see you, review this one behind you, in the near future. So Wes Fox was like, hey, I see that old school. You've been doing some barley wines. I'd like to see that one. So here we are. It's a 2013 old school too. 2013. I know you already know that because it's in the title, but I'm pretending like you don't know that. It's from Dogfish Head. It's a Barleywine style ale brewed with figs and dates, 15% alcohol. This beer ages with the best of them. Okay, here we go. Directions: open bottle, pour contents into 2 snifters, enjoy or walk hand and neck into the middle of the woods, use a shovel and dig a 2x2 hole 3 feet deep, seal the bottle in a plastic bag, place in a hole and pack with dirt. Memorize location and leave. Return exactly 1 year later. Dig up bottle, open, enjoy. Oh, oops. 1 year later? I'm doing 9 years later. Wax sealed by me. Proper glassware. This is a smaller snifter from them, kind of designed for these bigger beers. Oh, this is so old. The first time I ever waxed, I used candle wax. Actually, I don't know if I'm sure I've talked about this on the channel, and then I redid those ones, and there's still some, there's still some of that candle wax under this actual bottle wax. I don't know, I'm being OCD about it, but here we are. But yeah, you can see it was white. It was just like a white candle I had, so I used that. I didn't know any better. That's why I actually, if you're interested, I made a video about how to wax seal. Anyway, most people probably fast forward to this part. Let's get into what the beer looks like. No head. There might have been, but I started rambling, so go back in time. Maybe there was a head when I poured it. So yeah, beautiful brown color with some red crimson in there for sure. It very much looks like a barley wine. I don't know if it's coming up on camera or not, but there is sediment for sure floating around in there. Not much of a head. Not much of lacing. Definitely some legs, though. Let's get into the aroma. Oh my god, that smells fantastic. It has a lot of like the sweet things I want in a beer like this, but there is like molasses, a little bit of leather and tobacco, like peaty smoke that kind of balances the sweet, the caramel, the dates, the figs, raisins, a little bit of chocolate even. Cherries, brown sugar. Man, this smells fantastic. And I think, is this my last old school? I think this is my last one, which is fine. But I kind of, based on how good this smells, I kind of wish I had more. A little bit of alcohol finally coming through. But even with that little bit of a cherry note, it's not medicinal at all. It just, I don't know, it smells really good. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. And thanks again, Wes, for giving me the idea to actually drink this one. Had to do the double sip before I even put it down, let alone start talking about it. This beer is as good as it's ever been, for sure. It's wow. It's basically the aroma. You get up front more the caramel, the brown sugar, the dates, figs, raisins, a lot of those dried fruits. You get that little whisper, very much a whisper of chocolate. And then as it bitters a little bit, some of the dryness from the alcohol and maybe some other things, once that stuff kicks in, that's when you get like the brown bread thing. You get a little bit of the molasses, so like the whisper of peatiness, like just some of the I've said this in other reviews recently, not super savory, not soy sauce. I don't mean that, but like the things that are balancing the sweetness but are still kind of in the flavor profile. You know, like molasses is a good example, right? It's not caramel, but I don't know, at least in my mind, you can kind of group them together, but they are different. You know, like, and it's kind of like you get the caramel note more up front, and then it kind of morphs, I guess, into maybe the molasses note. But anyway, it's all there is the important part. At least those 2 sips, it hides the alcohol. Or have I had 3 sips at this point? A little bit cherry and grape juice. Some of those baking spices, not full on cinnamon, more like clove, nutmeg. The alcohol is compounding a little bit, like in a good way, like because it's a bigger beer and I want it to be a bigger beer. And actually, it's kind of appropriate. The day I'm actually reviewing this, it's kind of a colder day and it's very rainy. This is kind of like a nice beer for what the weather's giving me. You know, like the energy the weather's giving me. This beer definitely fits that. A lot going on. It all works. Melded together. Again, this is as good as it has ever been, for sure. Definitely aging this was, I'll say, rewarding because it has all those flavors still, but they've just really melded and they work so well together. So definitely a win here. Thanks again, Wes, for the idea. I appreciate it. If you guys had this beer before, have you had this beer lately? Are you aging any other Dogfish Head beers? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.